Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do this.
Oh, okay. So just a few of them he missed, and you can just kind of, he likes to doodle. So I think when he was making the lines, it got a little confusing for him. I don't think he knew where he was going.
Yeah.
And then like even his name, you could tell that like this was in August, and then we did it again last week.
Oh.
And such a big improvement.
Yeah, see the line there.
Yes, you can tell his lines. He knew exactly where he was going, more confidence and reassurance on this one.
Okay.
Even his name.
Okay.
Big improvement.
Much better. Yeah.
Yes. So it's nice to see that improvement.
Yeah.
And then here was done in March. I read him a little short story, and then I asked questions after, and he got them all correctly. So his attention span, good. Listening, he knew all the answers of the story I read. So he comprehends when I'm reading to him, understands.
Okay.
So did a good job on that.
Yeah.
And then this all work was done within these past 2 weeks. So like you could tell, he has a thing with the lines. He likes to make little lines. So here was counting the stars and matching it up to the correct number, and he was able to do 1 through 10, no problem.
Okay.
So it's good here. And then here we did the difference with the with the letters and numbers. So identifying between letters and numbers. So I told him to circle all of the letters. So he was able to circle all the letters. He knew not to circle any of the numbers. He just missed a couple of the letters. But he did good.
Yeah. Okay.
In here we have phonic sounds. I named the picture like zebra. What letter starts with zebra? And he had to circle the letter, and he did them all correctly.
Oh.
So he does
This
very,
is really nice.
very good, and that's good that he knows his phonic sounds, because that will definitely help him next year to start learning how to read.
Yeah.
Here we have shapes. I had them color, trace, and then connect the dots and form the shape on his own.
Okay.
Did good here. Here was writing with in between the lines. Here was the upper, so he had to write the lowercase next to it. So his A was a little backwards here. The J,
So this is remember, no copy, right?
right, yes.
Oh.
So here, where they need to start with a lowercase, like the J, he started at the top line. We would have them start at the dotted middle line. Same with the P, his N, M. So here were corrections.
Okay.
But he's pretty good on writing the letters. Just when it comes to writing within the line, sometimes they have a hard time remembering where to start, if they need to start at the top or the dotted middle line.
Yes. My son.
Here was counting the dots, telling me the number he was able to do, first and last name. He just did a capital A where I told him lowercase. Yeah. Here was a pattern, and he had to continue the pattern on his own. He was able to do rhyming words. I said, cat, give me a word that rhymes with cat. He said, hat.
Oh, okay.
Frog, he couldn't give me one. Can, he couldn't give me one. Sock, he said, hawking.
Okay.
And then here was just a little picture, and I asked them, what do you think they're doing in the picture? And he says, making a flower. Down here is a prediction. If it's a hot day and the boy leaves his ice cream out in the sun, what will happen? And he said it will melt.
Oh, nice.
Here is the testing part that all the pre-K kids do in all the classes. So here you could just see his growth from August and April with his height and his weight. So he's grown a little bit.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about Anna's doctor. Yeah, the doctor said everything's fine, but some boys grow earlier.
Right. Yes, we have a good amount that haven't grown so much, but then there is some of them that have just grown a little, like him and Jimmy. I feel like have made little ones, but they're still kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
They are same day.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know. I was like, oh, you guys have the same birthday, almost coming up. But he does good. I mean, he eats well, so he's not a picky eater. Here were the large motor skills. So we did some hopping and seeing their coordination and balancing. So he was able to hop on one foot, jump on 2 feet. We did a balance beam where they have to walk on a beam and they have to balance. He was able to do. Galloping we did, and catching a large ball, he was able to do everything. Small motor skills, so holding a pencil, finger pinch correctly while writing, he can do. He can write his name, he colors within the lines, and he cuts consistently, cuts on the lines and does good work.
Okay.
Social and emotional growth, separates from parents. When you drop off, he has no problem separating. He's, bye, daddy, bye. And goes to the carpet or does work fine. He shows his feelings and he interacts with the children nicely. He plays nicely with other friends. He adjusts to transition well. He demonstrates responsibility, cleans up after himself, and he can take care of his personal needs, putting on his shoes when we dump out our shoes, put on his jacket. Leader, follower, both at times. He will lead all the boys to come play, and then he has no problem joining in whatever they're playing. So he does good playing with others. For table work, maintains interest. He does, always focused while doing his work at the table. He responds to directions when given to him, doing his work. He does well. Makes decisions on his own and his choices while his work. He's always confident in what he's doing. He expresses his ideas orally. If he has questions, he'll ask. Works independently and staying on task. He tends to get a little distracted sometimes during the table work, so I have to, come on, Leo, let's stay focused, let's finish, because he wants to see what else is going on in the classroom. I think I'm too tired to do this. So he gets a little easily distracted, so I just have to keep, come on, let's do it, Leo, you could do it, let's finish, a little push to finish his work. But he does do good work. You just can get a little bit distracted. During group time, he sits quietly, he listens well. He can get a little easily distracted by just talking a little bit, but if I ask him to stop, he's focused back into what we're doing. He does participate in everything that we do. We do calendar, he's participating, singing, music and movement. We do games, has problem solving. He's always raising his hand and always wanting to participate. So that is very good. Cognitive growth, he can do problem solving on his own. He can tell the difference between fantasy and reality. We do cards that sequence pictures and orders, like what comes next, step by step. He can do. He can create patterns, and he does good. He did good on these rhyming words. So hat, he said cat, sock, hawk, tin, then, sad, had. So rhyming words is something we just introduced in March. It's nothing we really focus on throughout the year, so he caught on pretty good. Here were concepts. He knew all the concepts. He knew all of his colors, all of his shapes. He knew all of his numbers. I had him start with 1 and count on his own to as far as he could go, and he went up to 100.
Oh, that's nice.
So he does good in counting, and we do counting every day during class time, group time. Here was identifying upper and lower. He knew them all. Here was phonic sounds. He just got mixed up with the R. He made a W sound instead of a R. And then U sound, he gave me a Y. But these are common. A lot of the kids get those mixed up. But he does good. Language and vocabulary, he can clearly communicate his needs, anything he's feeling. He can carry on a simple conversation with an adult. He can tell us something that had happened maybe over the weekend or vacation time. He'll tell us. And he talks in complete sentences. So we have no problem understanding him. He has no problem communicating with us. So he's good. another little short story I read and asked questions after on what I read, and he was able to recall them back and answer all the questions correctly.
Okay.
So he definitely can comprehend, which is good for him.
Okay.
He's been a joy to work with. Has a great attitude towards school. He's such a loving boy. He's always so happy.
Yeah. Like his dad. Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, he just needs sometimes a little encouragement during working table work to stay focused and to keep continuing what we're doing. But other than that, he is kindergarten ready.
Okay, I'm so glad to hear that.
Yes, he's very, very sweet. I definitely won't miss him and his little smile.
Thank you.
But I know I get to see him when sister starts.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?